Okay, cool. Question number 3 is from Xanthi via Facebook. She says, do you think it's possible to be a professional songwriter for sync work and other artists as well as being an artist yourself? I really want a career in songwriting, but I don't know if it's better to just focus on working hard in one field.
Okay, so the key to this question is being very, very good at songwriting. Whether you're writing for you or other people or sync work, the biggest part is how much you're writing. So let me tell you a story. So when I sold BIM, this was 2009, 2010, I remember thinking to myself, I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. I was 29, 30, and I remember driving home and just thinking, shit, that's it. So I've left the job, I've left my business, you know, I'm going to sell it, but I don't know what it is I'm going to do next. So I can't just not do anything. And I just started racking my brains. And one of the ideas I came up with was being a songwriter. And I just thought, do you know what? If I look at my skill set, then it's very difficult to outwork me. It's just really hard because I'll just wake up earlier than you and I'll go to bed later than you, and I'm just super competitive and super stubborn. So I was thinking, well, with that in mind, is what I'm going to do is I'm going to write 3 songs a day if needs be, maybe 5, but I'm just going to sit there, I'm going to force myself to write 3 songs a day. And what I'm going to do then is I might have some for myself if I want to go down that route, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to use those songs. So things like I'm going to go and find really great singers who look great, and I'm going to say, you're not a writer, but I'm going to give you some songs so that you can go out and do gigs and put a band around you. Then I'm going to do co-writes, and I'm going to go and find really, really good songwriters and artists from the city or even London or wherever, you know, wherever I want to, even via Skype. And I'm going to do co-writes and I'm going to write songs together. Then on top of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some specs out for things like syncs, where I'm going to say, I want to write for these, you know, for these styles to try and get work, you know, library music, whatever it is. So the idea was I'm going to flood the market. I'm just going to do what songwriters do, where they write when they get inspired, but I'm not going to be inspired because, you know, when it comes to business, you can't wait to be inspired. Yeah. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to write every single day. Now, I still look back. That is something that didn't happen because I realized quite quickly that I'm not a songwriter. And I also realized that I didn't want to sit and learn about songwriting in order to get good at songwriting. Yeah. I wanted to do business. But I still look back at that and think that is such a good idea, because if you do have the work ethic, and if you just say, I'm not going to wait to get inspired, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to set myself up like a business. I'm going to set myself up so that the inspirational stuff that happens is coming all day, every day. So for example, I'm always carrying a notebook on me. I'm always having my phone and recording things, you know, and I do this with the content. You know, I don't just sit down and go, I want to talk about this today. I've got a list on my phone. I've got reams and reams of ideas that when something pops up, when someone says something, when I'm on Facebook and someone asks me a question, I just think that's interesting. I want to talk about that. And so then what it is going through my phone and thinking, that's what I want to talk about today. It would be the same thing with writing a song. I'd be thinking of great titles, subject matter, you know, melody lines at all times. And then I'd be sitting down for 8 hours a day and say, I'm going to write songs all day, every day. But then it's the distribution of the songs. How am I going to get those songs out to people? And if you want to promote it yourself, or if you want to promote it to other people, as long as you're coming at this from a songwriter point of view. Now, the question here is, when it comes to being an artist,
going to say,
there's
that's the whole world in itself.
Yeah, that's the whole world in itself. So if you're going to be a songwriter, that to me is go for it, be a songwriter. But as soon as you say, but I'm going to write for myself, now it can be done, obviously. However, very, very difficult, because all of a sudden, as an artist, you want to promote yourself and get yourself out there as an artist. So this just comes to me to time and energy. If you went down my route of saying, I'm going to be a songwriter, I'm going to do co-writes, I'm going to write songs for other people, I'm just going to plow the market full of my songs, so that when one of those artists breaks, I'm going to get a publishing deal because I'm on their album. And so with that in mind, if I do that, I would spend all day, every day doing it. As soon as I say, oh, I want to be an artist, then I go, oh no, I'm going to spend all day, every day on me being an artist. Or when I say all day, every day, all my spare time. And so for me, you know, business aside, this stuff here is kind of my, I wouldn't say it's my hobby because I'm loving doing it, but this is something that I really believe in doing. So for me, these videos, the distribution of the videos, talking to you guys on a daily basis, any moment that I've got free, if I've got 5 minutes free, I'm on Facebook and I'm like, right, I need to answer some questions. I'm on Instagram and I'm trying to answer some questions. It's just consuming as much time as I can possibly get. So I think the only one thing I'd say is they're two very, very big careers. Can it be done? Yeah, of course it can be done, but there is definitely some luck involved, and I'm not a big fan of luck. So for me, what I would suggest when it comes to the songwriting stuff is, do you want to be a songwriter and then write for other people, or do you want to be an artist and take control of your own destiny as a singer, songwriter, artist who's putting out records and putting out music? Because that is learning a whole different skill in the music industry than just writing songs and then distributing them.
Because it's quite hard as well, I think, if you're running social media as an artist, trying to do that on top of running social media perhaps as a writer is...
Yeah. Because they are
two businesses,
and they go hand in hand in the way that, you know, if you're an artist then you are a songwriter, but because of the marketing and the distribution side to it, that's kind of like saying I like sport and so I really want to do football, but do you think I could do football and rugby? And it's like, well, there's just a lot of detail in the difference, and everything's slightly different. So why would you try and pick two sports? Why would you not major in one of them and just say, I'm going all in on this? And like I said, people are going to go, it can be done because I write for other people and I write for myself. Yes, it can be done, but the question I would always come back with is, would you be more successful at one if you really went for it? And I think the answer would be yes. If I've got two businesses, it splits my time, and it's frustrating. If I spent all of my time on one business, I'd be an idiot to think that business wouldn't have more chance of success.
Yeah.